remember. My heart is cold like December. Open my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all amount. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. For the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry or why. Oh, I'ma cry or why. Oh, I'ma cry or why. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all amount. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. For the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry or why. Oh, I'ma cry or why. Oh, I'ma cry or why. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all amount. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. For the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry or why. Oh, I'ma cry or why. Oh, I'ma cry or why. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Hoping my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crush all them out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry or why. Oh, I'ma cry or why. Oh, I'ma cry or why. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crush all them out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry or why. Oh, I'ma cry or why. Oh, I'ma cry or why. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crush all them out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry or why. Oh, I'ma cry or why. Oh, I'ma cry or why. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone.
Yo, what's good, everybody? We're back with another Sold Out Live, another Sold Out podcast on this Wednesday, man. Y'all smash that like button, sub up to the channel if you're new, and if you haven't done so already, of course, y'all know my name is Jeremy Jones, and what I normally do is make content about sneakers. Occasional Tron Halls, y'all know we have Music Monday, but this is Sold Out, where we, of course, continue the sneaker talk. Pretty much sign up for that Sold Out Discord. The link should be pinned at the top of the comment section. It is free to sign up, or of course, continue the sneaker talk, but we got a food section, a sports section, you name it. Football is back, so obviously, you know, I think the first game start off on Thursday, which is tomorrow, so obviously we're going to be talking that, and we had a great little mini debate up in the sports section today, so sign up for that Sold Out Discord. Link is pinned at the top, and of course, if I don't get content out in time for the sneakers, it should be posted up in there somewhere. We're all sharing information, and we work together over there, man, so pretty much, I want to make sure I think this may be a good closure for this topic too tonight. We're going to be talking Nike and StockX settled their lawsuit, and if I'm not mistaken, it's been going on for roughly 3 or 4 years. But it looks like they reached a settlement, so that means, like, obviously, you know, Nike them probably got something that they want, and then StockX obviously got something that they want. But it wasn't looking good for StockX. I still have seen people have been slowly but surely been getting fakes still from StockX allegedly. So this whole live is alleged and opinionated base. And I'm going to start with a Nike exec, George Raveling dies. RIP, I want to go over that real quick. I don't know that much about him per se, but we got an article up about that, so I want to cover that. And I seen somebody did post that in a Discord in the lounge as well, so appreciate the information that inspired me for this live as well. So as y'all coming in and out, don't forget to smash the like button and sub up, and then we're going to talk a little bit of upcoming sneaker releases toward the end of the live, and of course we'll keep it moving from there, man. So pretty much y'all smash the like button and sub up. Looks like we do have Divine Photos in the building. Says, what up, Divine? Appreciate you for coming through as always, man. This has been a tough time, too, for sneakers in general, man. To be honest, right? Y'all know I've been talking a lot of tariff talks, but with this whole lawsuit thing, to be honest, dog, I was curious if I feel like I haven't done an update on StockX and Nike them in like a minute, which I think I had called this probably years ago when this first happened. It was most likely going to be a settlement because it was the battle of the billionaires, so to speak. Because even StockX has reached like $1 billion like status. Now they've been doing a lot of things that I don't agree with per se, but it's not my business, right? I've only shopped there one time, by the way. I want to throw it out there. Devon says Nike low key sure settle on a low key like they didn't want it to be known. This my thing. I hadn't even read. To be honest, I appreciate you for posting this in the Discord too. I haven't looked, I glanced at what was going on, but I haven't had a chance to really go and like do a deep dive. So probably I'm going to spend a strong 35, 40 minutes on this topic alone. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm going to start with the Nike exec that passed away. We're going to cover that. Devon says, it was me that posted it. Most definitely. I know it was you, dog. I know. I be keeping up, even though at work, I ain't going to lie. To be honest, man, these last like few weeks have been just steady for me at work. Like super duper busy, but not that I don't get a moment to myself, but at the same time, I ain't really get a chance to react. I really wanted to. So pretty much, yeah, I'm gonna get caught up on that, but I saw it was you. I appreciate that, big homie, as always. My thing is this, I'm not surprised to see a settlement. Most of the cases, even still though, if you notice it, when Nike them settle, like think about it, they even settle with Bape. You know what I'm saying? They settle with usually that means somebody was about to lose a lot of money, and it could have probably went either way. I will say this, not even that, but if you think about this, StockX then it wasn't looking good, because keep in mind, Nike did win that countersuit. We did an update on that, and to the best of my knowledge, Nike them did win the counterfeit issue, right? Okay, because I mean, of course, who's going to be able to tell that their product's real or fake more than Nike themselves? You know, let's just leave it right there with that one. But obviously with this other stuff with the NFTs, I believe that was the like what's left on the cake for that one. Which to me, I always thought that was a red flag on StockX part, and this is just my thoughts on this, because I'm like, how the hell do you have an NFT if Nike don't have an NFT? So I understood where Nike then was coming from, and I feel like they also just look for something else to make sure that, you know, I said it time and time again, they had to give StockX a spanking. If you think about this, now what I'm very curious, which it probably won't happen, right? Will StockX go back to the 100% authentic guaranteed product. They changed it to StockX verified. Now it's 100% StockX verified, which, to be honest, dog, that wasn't probably the best play on words, right? But there's still obviously a lot of people that do shop at StockX too. Let's just keep it real. And also, to keep it 100, we still use it, myself included, to judge the market. I mean, to be honest, on paper, and I've said this time and time again too about StockX, even though I don't plan on starting here tonight, but this is my thing. I've said this about StockX time and time again. The concept and the idea is foolproof. It is nice to, if you got to shop on a resale market every now and then, that, hey, what do we need to see where we make sure we don't get cracked over the head? I mean, you can make your best guess at what sounds good, but at the same time, it is nice to have a good example of like what's going on in the current market. So there's some shoes, right? As a sneakerhead or a collector or what have you, right? There are some shoes, no matter how you slice it and dice it, if you want them, you're probably going to have to shop on the resale market. Do you want to really let somebody, and you're going to get cracked over the head slightly when you go on the resale market majority of the times, unless it's something that's just old and nobody cares about, which the market do, and which that helps us as sneakerheads. But something like, okay, case in point, great example, right? Y'all seen my upcoming sneaker releases video. We've seen this in the Discord. What shoe is anticipated to drop this month? That Jordan 1 reverse fragment Travis Scott, right? Cool. Let's just keep it 100, and let's Nike them switch up a way they're about to drop it and actually do a run fair joint, which I think they should try that with a Travis for once, because I don't think they've done that with a Travis. And if they have, it's been very, very, very limited stock. But I say this, have Travis them do a run fair joint now, right? Because I'm most likely going to drop on the Travis Scott website. This is my thing. Have that on there. Not saying it'll make or break the joint, but I say all that to say is like, okay, cool. It's one of the most anticipated sneakers probably this year, even if it's just plain Jane like that. This my thing with that. Whenever N or F, like, let's just keep it 100. Majority of us, right? Majority of the people aren't going to hit if they keep doing the things of what they typically do to release a Travis. I'm not talking to Travises that nobody don't want. I'm talking about like Jordan 1 lows. People want Travises. Hence why they keep making them, right? So case in point, say the Jordan 1 low Travis drop, right? Let's just keep it 100. If they do it the exact same way they've been doing it, majority of us not going to hit. But there's going to be a small percentage, if not more, that's going to be like, hey, I still want them anyway. Let me see what they're going for on the resale market. This is where you can go on the StockX joint. Even if you don't shop there and spend the money, because I only bought one thing, which ironically was the Jordan 4 Travis Scott's. But this is my thing. You can go there like, okay, cool. I'm looking on my favorite place that I like to shop for the resale market, which you know me, that will be eBay. And, I still glance at GOAT. GOAT most likely, every now and then you can catch a deal, but they're going to have it for the high. eBay is where you can get a little bit more negotiation work. Now, where do you go to get the idea of like, where do I start a negotiation from? You go to StockX, you look on your side and see what it would last sold for, right? And then hopefully that's being updated around the clock on a regular. But let's say, okay, cool, it's sold for this amount. Let me see if I can go get the same that this person got, if not less. So I will say this: I'm gonna give them credit where credit is due. I'm not just gonna bash them right off rip. You know what I mean? And obviously, if they were able to settle out of the situation, it doesn't mean Nike them was wrong, but it also doesn't mean necessarily StockX was wrong. What I would assume out of this, they mean like, okay, cool, we're about to lose a lot of money taking it this way. Let's find an agreement where, hey, you get what you want, we get what we want, we get some stuff that we don't want, and then you get some stuff that you don't want. It's called mediation, right? Let's just keep it 100. Let me test the chat real quick. Mentor the Kick says, what's really goody? Sold Out family. What up? Manny with the kicks. What up? Y'all smash that like button as y'all coming in out. So, and I know, Manny, you're not necessarily the biggest fan of StockX, and majority haven't, and to be honest, when they had all the, when sneaker YouTube was at its peak, right? When it was like on another freaking level, right? And they got all the sneaker, I'm not picking on anyone in particular, but they got all the sneaker YouTubers to go over there, and then they showed them the authentic process. And to be honest, majority of us was not impressed. Let's just keep it real. You know what I mean? So you got to be really careful. You know what I'm saying? Most people say they'll never shop there again, but it just all depends on how this lawsuits come out. But I'm gonna start with the Exec situation first, and then we're gonna go into the StockX situation. Devon says, "What up, Manny?" And he got the salute 100. So again, we do have the Travis's drop, but again, I'm gonna be talking upcoming sneaker releases. Another shoe too that, if you guys can tell in the Discord, I kind of been just speaking out loud and kind of like venting a little bit as we have those Air Jordan 4s are supposed to drop this Saturday. The Travis Scott wannabes, right? Okay, is what I like to call them. But we're talking also, and I'm gonna pull up a little bit, and I'll talk again more about this at the end of the live. But let me see real quick on the sneakers app, because my coworker, who's a sneakerhead, showed up today. Not saying they don't normally show up, but to be honest, we both were. He asked me about them, and I'm like, yo, these cave stones. It's been like the more and more I look at them, the more and more I'm like, yo. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, you don't need, to be honest, I've been having a hard time talking myself out of like, you don't need them. You don't want them, this, that, and the third. But at the end of the day, it's been, like I said, I literally woke up with a headache, bro, overthinking a joint. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, we'll see. You know what I'm saying? But I do like them. You know what I'm saying? Divine Photo says, Cave Stone Forge, appreciate that. Metal the Kick says, Divine 100 salutes. Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I think a lot of people are looking at these, and they are coming up in little kid sizes, toddler sizes, big kid sizes, so we getting a full size run. And to be honest, man, I told him, like, the more and more I talked about it with him, the more and more he was like, yo, go ahead and do what you need to do. You know what you got to do. Let's see. Mentor the Kick says, how is ScamX still in business? This the thing, dog. At the end of the day, right, the answer to that question, why StockX is still in business, is simple. They have usually, let's just keep it 100, if you got to go on the resale market, who usually has the best deals? You know what I'm saying? GOAT charges a little bit more, right? Then you got eBay that charges a little bit more, right? And you can insert whatever. If you're going to a physical store, and I'm not going to say which ones, but majority of physical resale stores that are open still, right? Because we got a whole nother live we can do on that. Majority of those, they got another price compared to GOAT, eBay, and StockX. So at this point, people are looking at, hey, deal-wise, especially in today's economy, right? So if you think about that, you got like, okay, cool, we got StockX price. I don't know, man. I mean, it's still, you know what I mean? They were once the top dog, this, that, and the third. They'd only, and then it's another thing. To the best of my knowledge, StockX don't do used options. GOAT has a used, I'm not saying they're bad, but I'm saying like GOAT offers used, so does eBay, but StockX always, 100%, I guess you can say brand new too, or they automatically turn down the shoe, whether it's real or fake or not. If it's dirty, it's dirty. I've seen people say like, yo, it came like this. You know what I'm saying? Some people argue that. But that's why people, just for an example, maybe one of many reasons why they still prefer StockX. You know what I'm saying? And seller options too. Think about this, how much they've been nice to the people who choose to sell on there. Because if you think about it, when you resell your shoe, like even me, when I resell the shoes for 99 cents, you know what I'm saying? I'd be happy I break even on the shoe, but if you think about it, once eBay take they cut and they fees out the jank, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty much right at even if I'm lucky. And some shoes don't always be like that. You know what I'm saying? So if you think about that, if StockX them can offer less fees, and now that they got direct from like reseller to the customer versus they cut out the middleman, that helps too. That's basically what they're like. GOAT, I think they call it like InstaShip, but then like pretty much StockX has their own version of InstaShip too, and we've covered that. So you know what I'm saying? They find ways to keep you there. And then remember at one point, StockX didn't have a return policy or a refund policy or what have you, right? They've done that, like they're listening, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like also they didn't have no choice too. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of that. Man of the Kick says, Brickstone 4s, they may be some bricks, but I think it's a clean shoe. You know what I'm saying? Some people say it's going to go on sale, and it probably will. Maybe I should be patient. Maybe. I don't know. It's really a tough call, but, I mean, let's just keep it 100. I feel like it's a great fall shoe. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's, quote-unquote, the poor man Travis or not, it's a great fall shoe. You know what I'm saying? Devon says, ScamX is still stock market of sneakers. This is true. So, I mean, yeah, I think they can do a little bit with them selling this and getting this whole legal thing behind them slowly but surely. One thing I guarantee Nike and StockX can tell you about lawsuits and legal battles or whatever, it's not cheap for nobody. So I mean, yeah, I'm glad they're, I'm pretty sure StockX is like, okay, cool. Now we gotta do is pretty much double down on our policies, improve some things, and get people back over here. We'll be back where we started. While do I think they'll reach the level of they were like when they were booming in 2015 and what have you? Probably not. But again, I feel like they're not gonna just phase out either. Not that easily. You know what I'm saying? Because at one point, dog, they were really the GOAT. No pun intended, or saying anything in particular. We all was using them. I used them once. You know what I'm saying? It was moving. They had all the advertisement. They had the Wale voiceover. You know what I'm saying? They even use certain sneaker YouTubers still do deals with them. You know what I'm saying? And people are, it's still just kind of been one of those, like, people still kind of slowly but surely still use it, I hate to say it. Go says, I go off GOAT or eBay market. Yes, right? Cool. And it's another thing you got to go off too. Me and my coworker was talking about this, right? There's a difference between sneakerhead and there's a difference between hype beast. Somebody who's gonna shop on StockX just to get the current shoe, just to eventually sell it back anyway once the next thing come out, right? Versus somebody who's in it for the long haul who, you look around in your sneaker room or wherever you keep your sneakers and you be like, damn, like I really been tripping, you know what I'm saying? Like, but you just do what you do. There's a difference between hype beasts, because there's some people who I can say right now, and we can put a sneaker YouTuber name in this that I can think of right now. I guarantee if you look at my sneaker collection and their sneaker collection and they got a way bigger following than me, what's the point if all your collection is nothing but hype sneakers? You know what I'm saying? Where your beaters at? Where you're freaking like, okay, cool, this shoe set, but it's still a dope shoe. You know what I'm saying? There's some people that only have hype stuff. And even though some people that have hype stuff, that I guarantee you, if you go back and check their collection like every other few months, they don't even keep it that long. You know what I'm saying? Just to keep it real. But yeah, I get it. Majority of them not putting a look on eBay and be up at like, searching times. Like, I still do the old school way of like searching the ads, doing this, trying to vet the person, this, that, and the third, seeing what it is. Versus eBay, you're using stock images. GOAT uses stock images as well, but you know what I'm saying? They also have that use option. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. You know what I'm saying? Manny says, be patient, Polo. They going on sale. You think so? You think these going on sale? You think the cave stones going on? I don't know, man. I mean, I feel like they gonna sell out in like 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say this, after each and every week they become more and more harder to get. You know what I'm saying? I don't see these hidden outlets in no way, shape, or form. I say about 3 weeks is gonna be slim pickings, bro. You know what I'm saying? Again, it's not gonna be an instant sellout though. I know that's not gonna be an instant sellout for sure. But let me dive into tonight's topic. Let's start with the Nike Exec Hall of Fame joint situation, and then we'll transition on to fully like Nike and StockX, which kind of borderline already kind of went there anyway. But you know what? We'll make sure we get what the article is saying as well. So give me like 2 seconds. I'm gonna start sharing my screen here, and then we should be good to go. So boom, you guys should be seeing my screen. It says Nike Exec and Hall of Fame coach George Raveling dies at 88. So it says the legendary basketball coach and longtime Nike exec George Rumlin, hopefully I'm saying that correctly, Raveling has passed away. This just kind of posted out today. If I'm not mistaken, the date is September 2nd on this joint, 2025. It says George Raveling, the legendary basketball coach and longtime Nike exec, had passed away at 88. In touching Instagram post shared on his account today, Raveling's family, and if I'm saying his name incorrectly, please forgive the kid, family confirmed his courageous battle with cancer before passing away, surrounded by his loved ones on September 1st. I want to say RIP. Sucks hearing that because I know what it's like to lose somebody close to you. You know what I'm saying? So definitely want to say RIP and don't want to just seem like I'm just reading this just because of that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I just want to make sure I'm paying respect as well. But obviously, if it's made it to the media, people, we gotta, we gotta definitely give it its, condolences. You know what I'm saying? It says, there's no words that fully capture what George meant to his family, friends, colleagues, former players and assistants, and to the world. He will be profoundly missed, yet his aura, energy, divine presence, and timeless wisdom live on and all those touched and transformed, the Raveling family wrote in a statement on social media. After playing the Vermont University from 1957 to 1960, Raveling transitioned into coaching at his alma mater as the assistant in the 1963. 6 years later, he became the first black coach in the ACC conference when he became an assistant coach at the University of Maryland. George went on to become the head coach of Washington State, Iowa, and UC from 1972 to 1994 before retiring and becoming Nike's global basketball marketing director. One of the more significant moments from his career at Nike was him convincing Michael Jordan to sign with the sportswear brand in the mid 80s. So apparently, he convinced Michael Jordan to sign with the sportswear brand in the mid 80s, but I thought it was his mom. If I remember the documentary, I thought it was his mom, but it could be a mixture of both, because it doesn't mean he can't take the advice from like two different people. You know what I'm saying? Jordan said in an interview in 2015 that while playing on the 1984 Olympics team with the George as the assistant coach, he would try and convince him to sign the swoosh. Let me see if we got the interview up here, or if this is going to pull up the interview real quick, because I think this is it right here. I want to see if we can get some visuals or video on this joint, but it may not have it, but it could just be in black and white here. So yeah, we don't have a video, but apparently this is what it is. Says arguing over who brought Michael to Nike. So honestly, this is what probably kind of covers it right here. But this is the name right here, George Raveling. So it pretty much he said that in USA Today is what they got from this. But apparently right here, I don't think we're gonna get like an actual video, because that's what I was kind of looking for. But I don't think we're gonna get that. But I mean, to be honest, I mean, you got several sources that say that he did. You know what I'm saying? So again, I'm pretty sure he paid some form of attention to him, because obviously look at where we are today. We're making whole channels about it and everything. You know what I'm saying? So again, that's where he gets the credit where credit is due on that one. Let's see. That while playing on the 1984 Olympics team with George as the assistant coach, he would try and convince Michael to sign with the swoosh. So pretty much this is right here what we got on Instagram. RIP, this is the black and white, you know what I'm saying? June 27, 1937 to September 1st, 2025. So yeah, RIP for sure. Let's see where we at. Manny with a Kick says, yes, Sirski Polo, 100%, and they're sitting 930K pairs on sneakers on app only. Wow. So that means it's got to be roughly probably 100 some, pairs. But I mean, at the end of the day, I always preach buy what you like. So this is some images of George right here, man. I want to say RIP. As you can see, this is whenever, younger times too. We got images in that joint. Very interesting. So definitely want to give, my condolences. And this is one of the images I use for the joint right here. This is from Instagram, from Complex. So as you can see, a lot of people got the praying hands joints on this. Wow. RIP to the GOAT. Salute. So as you can see. So pretty much, yeah, let's keep the party going here. Let me see if I can just find an interview. So I think one by Brendan Dunn. We read this one says, was a sports marketing legending Sony Bresco really the instrumental in getting Michael Jordan to sign? Michael Jordan himself says no. Prior to all of the Sony likes to take credit, but it really wasn't Sonny. It was actually George Raveling. George claims in a new piece in USA Today. George Raveling was with me in the 1940 Olympics team as an assistant coach under Bob Knight. He used to always try to talk to me. You got to go Nike. You got to go Nike. You got to try. So, yeah, I mean, he convinced him to try something different, right? And look what they brought us on today, man. Something different. Something that, to be honest, it was when Converse was at the top of this joint. But now, Nike them, Converse is technically under Nike at this point, right? Where we at real quick, Devon says, plus Foot Locker doing their entries for the Cave Stones. I saw that. DTLR has their entries for the Cave Stones as well. So y'all know. But we see where Foot Locker, how it is right now. But yeah, Devon says, you're going to have it easily. Yeah, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I really like the shoe, though. To keep it 100, I really, really do like the shoe. So let's go ahead and transition on to StockX and Nike lawsuits. We got several articles. I want to make sure that I hit all of them as much as possible. And I even seen the one that was on Sneaker Street Legal. So I'm going to go ahead and drag this over here and see if I can make sure we get this going on. So let me start. I think I'm going to start with right here with Soul Retriever, right? Okay, they kind of got it broken down in some bullet points for the StockX joint. And then I'll probably cover on pretty much what they have on the Sneaker Legal joint right here. So appreciate Devon for breaking the story as always, dog. Let's see. It says Nike and StockX settled lawsuit after 3+ years in court. This is September 2nd, 2025. Here's some key moments right here. Some quick facts for the people who don't know what's going on and probably going to get caught up to speed, but you should know unless you've been living up under a rock, right? And I'm just joking, but I mean, maybe there's some people that's new to the game and just really don't even know, you know what I'm saying? But here are the quick facts. It says, StockX and Nike have settled their 3-year-long lawsuit through the details are confidential. So, again, you're not going to get like a full-on details because, I mean, that's probably was a part of the deal. Like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Because if we get the full details and us in the public, not just me, but just in general, people in general love to break down what they think certain things mean, and everybody thinks they know the law or to a certain extent, right? Again, whole live is a legend and opinionated base. But let's just keep it 100. If I get the details right, I'm going to do a live. You're going to see other sneaker YouTubers post content on it, and then you're going to see, you know, Complex and probably post something. You're going to see all these articles post on it. Like, here's the breakdown. And then everybody goes into deep. And I'm not saying they're wrong, but you know I'm right. They're going to break it down to the point where, Nike and StockX saying, like, I thought this was a deal. How is everybody telling us? That's why, you know, they probably don't hear them say much. And again, I get it. Some people probably don't, Nike them probably don't want this exposed, you know, so hence why the details are confidential. Meaning most likely we won't find out unless the information gets leaked. And you know how that can happen as well if we go off of the stuff we covered on Music Monday, right? It says Nike originally sued StockX over the Ladder Vault NFT program, which again, that's why I told you guys at the beginning of live. It all started behind those NFTs. Had StockX would have bowed out then, I don't think Nike would have even tried any further legal action as far as like the authenticity of their product and what have you, this, that, and the third. Because again, while it is illegal to resell counterfeit products, it's not illegal to resell the stuff that you purchased for. So it's always a gray area. Like, to the best of my knowledge, all of my collection is 100% authentic. Hell, it better be. If I sell it, I shouldn't get in trouble because in general, I'm selling, you know, I'm reselling something I no longer, you know, quote unquote want or need for whatever reason I'm selling it for. You know what I'm saying? So again, that's where StockX them get a gray area, but they don't need to be selling counterfeits. But they're saying that they can sell the authentic. But it's a thing that I feel like that's kind of threw everybody off is whenever they had to change up that. Remember StockX used to say 100% authentic guaranteed. Now it's 100% StockX verified guaranteed or what have you, right? You know, and then they probably put the words authentic somewhere else behind the scenes where it's not right up in front of, you know, people's face. Even GOAT does this. GOAT doesn't advertise and say their stuff are 100% authentic. It says it in the certain areas if you find it, which I can go out the rabbit hole and find that, but it's not right there in front of your face like StockX is used to be if we're going to compare the resale markets right now, right? Let me hit the chat. Medicare dead ass Devon. Okay, I get it. Let me go to the next bullet point. It says the lawsuit involved into Nike calling out StockX for selling counterfeit sneakers. That's how you know, like me, not even reading the bullet points, but kind of already seeing how this timeline is about to go. Let you know I've been covering this from pretty much start to quote unquote finish. A judge previously ruled that StockX was liable for selling counterfeit Nike sneakers on its platform. So again, StockX has been known for selling fakes, but they got a settlement. It says the case was dismissed. The case was dismissed on August 29th with prejudice, meaning Nike cannot refile the lawsuit in the future. So again, as a person who's been through a similar situation in illegal things, I've had a case that was dismissed. Pretty much it was dismissed with prejudice, meaning it's not gonna, they can't file it again. People can try, and hell, you guys got to make sure you keep up with your paperwork and show the proof, and got to pray that. Also, this is a thing too. One thing I learned about the legal system and the shit I've been through, everything I've ever been through legal wise, I got my own motherfucking personal copies as well. Pardon my language, right? Because when and if a mother trucker want to take me back to court, and I think we already got something in black and white, you need to pull up with that. You need to pull up with an attorney, and that's really, I got my gray area, and I can go no whole live about attorneys, right? But unfortunately, you got to do what you got to do. It sucks. You need to pull up with that, provide that to your attorney, and to be honest, yes, you can speak for yourself. You can ask the judge permission to speak. He gonna listen, but he still gonna do what he want to do. My shit. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you need to be careful. So whenever it's this, where they can refile again, it's called without prejudice. So there's with prejudice and then there's without prejudice. That's, you know, how much I've been involved with the legal system. And yeah, I ain't even gonna go there on that one. But let's just go down this real quick, and then we'll talk what's going up on Sneaker Legal real quick. It says, back in 2022, Nike filed a lawsuit against a resale platform, StockX, over the Ladder Vault of NFT program for selling unauthorized images of the Nike shoes. Over time, the case would dive deep into StockX authentication process and accuse the platform of peddling counterfeit Nike sneakers. However, the two brands have reached a settlement to resolve the case. Unfortunately for us, right, this is probably the bad news. The details of the settlement between StockX and Nike will remain confidential because it's put its end to the 3.5-year legal saga. Back in November 24th, 2024, Nike sought a pretrial win with the claims that StockX was selling counterfeits Nike products and guilty of false advertising. The swoosh would even state in court docs that StockX is a global safe haven for counterfeiters to sell unknown numbers of fakes Nike footwear. So again, those are some strong battles, right? Or strong words. I wouldn't even want that going on my platform. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? I get it. That had the sting. It says, just in, Nike and StockX officially settled their lawsuit, closing the book on a 3-hour joint. The specific terms of the parties' resolution will remain confidential. Nike inspected sneakers from a sneakerhead by the name of Roy Kim, who purchased 60 pairs of StockX, 60 pairs on StockX, and found that 38 of them were fake. However, the Detroit-based resale platform would fire back, proving a statement to Soul Retriever. The products in question in the case amount to more than 0.004% of the 17.8 million Nike sneaker StockX reviewed while the litigation was going on. This is my thing with that, StockX, right? They're saying like, okay, cool. That's a small, even it's 38 pairs that they, you know, out of the 60 pairs, 38 of them were fake. That's just what we know of, right? That's just what Nike them pretty much put out there, right? But imagine if Nike had them, and I'm not saying this can happen, but just imagine and say like, okay, cool, we want to stop all my products that's being sold on StockX, and we get to inspect what's going through. How many other pairs do you think would be a part of that list? I'm not saying that, hey, maybe these are the only 38 that slipped through the crack. But let's just say if StockX inspected, no, let's just say if Nike them took the time and inspected, let's just say instead of 60 pairs, let's just say to say that StockX sells over 6,000 pairs of sneakers each month, if not more. What if they, let's just throw a number out there. We don't got to throw a number, but let's just say like if they, however many shoes that they sell within that month, they stopped it. And it's like, all right, cool, we're going to inspect this many. And then how many do you think out of the shoes they sell monthly are fake? You know, I'm not saying they are or they're not, but I'm saying that's something you got to think about. They're going off the numbers off of a small percentage of, yeah, if you think about it, 60 pairs out of like, say they sell like 60,000 pairs of sneakers, then yeah, it's a, you know, it's a definitely small percentage at that point, and it don't sound as bad. So I think they were just trying to get a play off the verbiage. But I mean, at the same time, you're not finna fool the average consumer. It's still gonna make us think, you know. Let me see. Looks like we got Thomas Goldring Jr. in the building. Says, Polo, I'm sending my praying hands to his family. Most definitely. Your condolences is what I had to guess. Most definitely. Appreciate that, dog. Which I should say that on behalf of them, even though I don't know them like that, but I respect it. Maybe that's the word I should be looking for. Most definitely, man. Let's get back to the article real quick. It says, where we at real quick? Where we at? Let's see. StockX review while the litigation was going on. It says, compare that to more than 80 million, right? If I'm not mistaken, this is 80 million of suspected counterfeit sneakers alone that StockX has prevented from being sold on our platform. They say that $80 million worth of stuff they prevented from being sold. That's my thing. That's their numbers internally. Can Nike do their own like investigation and get their numbers, and then we'll see what's there? Because I mean, to be honest, who was your products like inspected by? Your trained professional staff, right? And we've seen time and time again. I remember when me and Dunks was doing lives where it's like we used to do like, hey, what does it take to work at StockX videos? And we would look up some of the job openings, right? They was hiring at one point, I want to say like authenticators, then they had to let them go, and then something like that. They have to take stuff. You know what I'm saying? Let's just keep it 100. StockX them is most likely still affected by the current resale market as well, because let's just keep it 100. If the physical stores are feeling it, Nike them is feeling it, and they're the retail guys. Like I said, StockX is still on that resale chain. You know what I'm saying? While I don't think there's not a physical StockX location for like selling sneakers, it's still something, companies got to, take on the chin with stuff they can't help or control, They're still going to get their cut regardless. But if you think about it, I'm assuming if the more the shoe sells for on StockX, the more money they can make. Well, I'll say where they win at, though, they're technically just the authenticator type of thing, and they sell your product, and they get it cut off the sales without having a physical store. So that's why they're great on paper. That's why GOAT is great on paper, if we're going to keep it real, Let me read the rest of this article, and then we'll see what's going on Sneaker Street Legal, and then we will talk upcoming sneaker releases here. It says, StockX and Nike would file a dismissal on August 29th, stating that all claims in the above caption action be dismissed with prejudice. Essentially, this means the case cannot be refiled. In a statement provided to the Soul Retriever back in 2024, StockX claimed that Nike had previously recommended StockX to its customers, partnered with StockX, and praised StockX as a good actor. Perhaps now the relationship with Nike and StockX can be mended to what it was prior to in a lawsuit. I don't know if it's going to go that far. It's kind of one of those like, yo, y'all better, you know what I'm saying? So I'm assuming, if you think about it, Nike already kind of accomplished what they need to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm assuming, I'm curious if we're going to see if any more NFTs is on StockX. Matter of fact, I'm going to do a quick search right now, because again, we don't know what's left or what's not. They can't do, let me put myself on the main screen. I'm going to go to StockX and see if I can just look up like see if StockX did offers like NFTs with Nike stuff on there. If we do, that can give us a little bit of like a gesture of what could be one of those, like maybe they're going to stop this joint. I see they got Pumas, but do they have, see, this a thing. Yeah, I don't see, yeah, this tells me everything I need to know right here, right? Matter of fact, let me see if I can do like a Nike NFT. I'm going to type in Nike NFT, right? Let's see if any of their stuff come up on there. So looks like they still have some of it, and maybe they'll have like a certain amount of time to get this shit up off of here, right? Because again, they never really took it down. But if you think about this too, let me put myself, I'm going to share the screen. Look at what it's going for. Last sale was $74. You know what I'm saying? If you want to place a bid or what have you, you can enter a bid and do what you need to do. So this is kind of one of those, I have a feeling we probably, and I don't know, this probably may be going away. But if you think about it, while we can still search it, if you look under here, last sold 360, last 100 joint, when was the last sale though? You know what I'm saying? And you can't, if you notice, it doesn't, usually they'll have numbers underneath this joint. As you can tell, last sale was 7,600. Yeah. But when was the last sale? I'm very curious if they're still like gonna honor this, or is this gonna change? You know what I'm saying? Again, this is what it is. So, and I never was a big fan of the NFT stuff to begin with, if I'm gonna keep it 100, because I'm like, yo, I don't want a digital product on my sneaker. I would like to rock my sneaker. That's me though. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's what I want to put up on there for that one. So, let me see what we got going on Sneaker Street Legal real quick and see what this is. I think this is the last one from 2 hours ago. Let me just refresh real quick. I think that's the last post on that joint. Let me see if I can cover this. And let me touch the chat real quick. Where we at? Let's see. Devon says, tomorrow the Supreme Dunks are releasing and we are ready to, we already know the site is going to crash. Most likely. I'm not really hyped about those or geeked about those. I really want the Wu-Tang collab joint if I can get anything, right? But let me cover this last little bit and then we'll talk upcoming sneaker releases for like the last like 5 minutes and then we'll wrap things up here on Good Time. So sneaker and streetwear legal services. And this is from Twitter, aka X. I know it is Twitter, but I get it. It says, pretty good business decision, to be honest. Shutting down StockX NFT products, not being able to sell Nike NFT sneakers, and the lawsuit certainly had an impact, but so did the market for NFTs. Now, send me my JARC. So, again, if I had to guess, they're no longer going to be able to sell. I told you this. If you look at the NFT, if I just showed the screen on that joint, if you think about it, that was Nike's major accomplishment. They don't really care. I'm not going to say they don't care about authentic, whether it's been sold on there, but if you think about it, this is really a good settlement, because if I'm going to go off this is pretty much saying they're not going to be able to sell NFTs anymore. That's a win for Nike. Yeah, you can still sell our products, but now StockX has already changed the verbiage from 100% authentic guaranteed to StockX verified, right? Remember they used to use that word authentic, right? Allegedly. Now it's 100% StockX verified. That's changed. And wouldn't it be a little weird if they changed back the word 1% authentic? You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's going to fly either. You know what I mean? So there you go right there. That's basically what Nike wanted. Like, yeah, you can still resell our products as long as it's real, because, you know what I'm saying, we still going to be putting it out. We can't stop you from selling it. But, you know, they fix some verbiage. So let's see what StockX posted here. And then we will wrap this thing up as we talk upcoming sneaker releases. Now, this is from September 3rd that was posted. It says, Dear customer, this email is to inform you about an important change regarding StockX NFTs effective today. StockX NFT products, including StockX Vault NFTs and StockX Collective NFTs, will no longer be available for trading, and all existing asks and bids will be removed. So we just look. So this was posted 2 hours ago. We just looked it up. The last sale, but we don't know when. If you look at this, they're working this. You know what I'm saying? Slowly but surely, right? They're literally, you don't see none of the like bids or anything like that. You see like the last sale, but that's kind of gone, right? That's what obviously they had to do immediately. And they're still probably working on, you know, you can't come through and get it anymore, you know? It says, as a part of this transition, beginning October 3rd, which that would be what? Today, right? If I'm not mistaken, today is the 3rd, most definitely. We will no longer offer our Volt storage services, and we will deliver the physical asset underlying your Vault NFT directly to you, free of charge. To ensure a smooth delivery, please take a moment to confirm that your default shipping address on your StockX account is accurate and up to date. You can do this by visiting, and it goes StockX.com profile. Please do this by September 10th to prevent any shipping delays. So it looks like people are going to get their products. You know what I'm saying? This is going to be very, very interesting. I'm very curious to see who actually invested into a StockX NFT and who will do videos. You know, it had to be some YouTubers that do this, if I had to guess. You know what I'm saying? There is no further action required from your end beyond verifying your shipping information. Once your item ships, we will send you an email with tracking information. If you are a StockX Collective NFT owner from our July 2022 or August 2022 editions, those NFTs will no longer be visible in your portfolio. Wow. Thank you for being a valued StockX customer. If you have any questions, you can respond to this email. And it says, thanks to StockX team. It says, yo, send me my JC JAW RC too. And let's see, that's from AG. And that's from people who just come and says, who was even using this? That was my question, but at the same time, dog, clearly it's the thing. They wouldn't have it up if it wasn't making money, if I had to guess. It says, yeah, this feels like a phenomenal decision. It says, on my new book, okay, this is just an ad right here if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, so a lot of people seem to have their thoughts on this, but this is crazy. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Are you surprised is the question. I'm not. And I feel like that's just kind of one of those, it's a win-win for Nike and StockX. You know what I'm saying? If we're going to keep it real, StockX continue, like, look at it like, hey, this is added up a little bit way more than what it needed to be. Let's go ahead and just pretty much call it a day, you know, settle this and, you know, see if we can bounce back from that if I had to guess. Let me put myself back on the main screen. Boom. So that's the StockX and obviously the Nike situation. My thing is this, can StockX bounce back? Right? To the level they once was? Right? In my opinion, I don't think so, but I'm very curious how it would go. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be very interesting. Let's talk a little bit of upcoming sneaker releases, and then we're going to wrap things up here for like the last 3 minutes. So Devon says we do have the Supreme Dunks that's releasing tomorrow. Let me see if I can get some images up on the screen for that for the people who may or may not know that they're dropping tomorrow. So let me see. I usually do like Supreme drop list or something like that. Let me see if I can find it for week 2 because I think they have the images up on here. Pretty much what we can anticipate. Let's see, drop list. And I think, like, yeah, it's got this and some type of, like, a gas apron machine, which is kind of like, I don't know, I never even heard of this, but I'm going to share my screen on this one. Boom, right here. So these are the dunks that are supposed to be dropping tomorrow, Supreme Dunks. They got, like, kind of like, I guess you can say black and purplish joint, more purple, but that little ashy black joint. Then we got, like, this blue joint. This is the Ocean Fog. This one, they just have like regular, like they don't even have a color, but this one is called an Ocean Fog. This is called the black one. They got the camper, and then they have the white joint. So these will possibly move, but they're looking at retail 130. I don't think anybody's really going to go crazy, even though they got a good amount of likes on this. But, I mean, it probably will crash. But, I mean, to be honest, I feel like if you, let's just keep it 100, Supreme hasn't been on the level it once was in like years too, right? I'm not saying that they don't have some great drops and stuff don't sell out, but I feel like if you get in there in time and do what you need to do, it can still move. Because, I mean, if you think about the Playboy Cardi joint dropped last week and it moved, you know. Now this Supreme, like, in gas apron machine, what do you supposed, like, it's $18 though? That's not bad. I thought it was more than that. It must be like kind of small or something. Like, what the freak? But yeah, this is supposed to drop tomorrow. $18 red. Like, what does this do? Let's see. Supreme Prizing Machine available for in-store. Oh, and it's in-store only. So you can't even get this online. So this is going to be in-store only from what it says. Like, $18 to spend. Oh, okay. So I'm assuming it's probably going to be more than that. Because if you get this joint, take it home. Yeah, I have a feeling it's probably going to be more than that. If I had to guess. Don't quote me, though. Don't quote me. I don't know. So it's going to be very, very interesting for sure. What else we got? We got the Travis Scott Jordan Low Fragments anticipated. We got the Cave Stones. Let me check sneakers out real quick and see what else they got up on there before we wrap things up for tonight. I see they did load up the Paul Rodriguez, the black and Flint gray joints. We do also have the Jordan 5 Fire Reds, the black tongue. And I'm going to keep it 100. Let me put myself back on the main screen. Those, I'm not super geeked over them anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, they cool, but I have a feeling I'm going to treat them like I was treating when I had the Great Fives. They were so plain Jane that I didn't really rock them. So, I mean, I don't know. These may not be on the list or the radar for the kid. And then We do have the Yugo joints that's supposed to drop. It's supposed to be the Air Max 95s. That's going to be a collab, so we'll see how that goes. And then, yeah, we got Jordan 1's Baruch Brown. And then we have the Cave Stones. And then, of course, we got the Nike SB Dunk, the limousine joints. So see how it is. Nothing super crazy. And then I'm surprised to see that these Harris Tweed joints sold out on Nike. But keep in mind, some of the stuff do be like, quote unquote, like fake selling out too. You know what I'm saying? Again, we may get restocks here and there. You know, you just never know. But other than that, man, I got myself back on the main screen. I've been on this joint right at the hour mark. Let's go and wrap things up here for the night. Appreciate everybody for coming through and showing love as always. Being active in the chat really means a lot to the kid. We covered pretty much Nike and StockX settlement lawsuit, and then we paid homage and respect and RIP to Nike exec George Raveling, who passed away. So we're going to say RIP. Let's see. Devon says Jordan 1s aren't dead. This is true. I seen what you posted in the Discord earlier. No, they're not dead, and that's arguably right in my opinion. And I'm not taking a shot at any particular whoever said what. This my thing. Majority of people's collection, right? If you've been in the game for a while, you can't help but have a lot of Jordan 1s. I was talking to my coworker today, not necessarily specific about this topic, but they asked me, right? And we said this each and every week that we see each other. He said, like, yo, on some real ish, and we just went off Jordan 1s alone. How many days do you think you can rock a different Jordan 1 every day of the week for work? I said, I'm almost positive. I'm very confident. I can do a different Jordan 1 for 30 days straight. I'm confident. A month. And if we count the work week and I get 2 days off, I could probably do 2 months worth of Jordan 1s alone every day. And that's not no flex, but I'm just saying all to say, like, there's a lot of people that got a lot of Jordan 1s. They're not dead, and they dropped the right ones. I guarantee you, I'll put it like this, right? That same person or whoever said that the Jordan 1s are dead, I bet you they have like that. I bet you they have a Travis Scott fragment reverse joint video. If they don't have it out already, I guarantee you it's in the works. I'll put money on it. I'll leave it right there. No, they're not dead. They just, Jordan Brand got to hit us with, we just being selective now. You know what I'm saying? When you get this many, yeah, you're not going to buy every single Jordan 1. Ironically, the coworker I was talking to, homie, was like, yo, I ain't even put out my lost, I ain't even I ain't even rocked my lost and found yet. And I told him he was tripping. Let's see. Devon says, they will never die. Let's see. Devon says, as long as people rock them, it's alive, and so YouTubers need to stop lying. Look, man, they do what they, you know what I'm saying? Again, they do that. They're what you were doing right now and talking about it, that's why they say stuff like that. You know it's most likely not going to happen. They even know that. But you know what I'm saying? They're going to do stuff like that to, you know, and I'm not even mad. You know what I'm saying? Again, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But no, they're not going. You know what I'm saying? Devon says, and they don't keep the same energy for Jordan 1 lows. They don't, and you know you know, if they don't do a Travis Scott video, I would be shocked. Again, I'm pretty sure it's already out there. Devon says Jordan 1s are dead, but have Jordan 1 lows. This is my thing. It ain't dead, and if I'm not mistaken, if you look in the video of the person who said that, they have Jordan 1s in the background. Like, come on, dog. And you can see it visibly. And I'll leave it right there, dog. No shade or no taking shots at anybody, but let's wrap things up here. Been on joint for over an hour, man. Y'all smash that like button. Sub up to the channel if you're new, and if you haven't done so already, of course, y'all know my name is Jeremy Jones, and what I normally do is make content about sneakers. Occasional trial hauls, y'all know we got Music Monday, but I'll be back alive again on Saturday with another Sold Out Live, another Sold Out podcast. Until then, smash that like button, sub up, sign up for that Sold Out Discord. Link is pinned at the top of the chat, and it's free to sign up. Well, of course, we continue the sneaker talk. We got a food section, a sports section, you name it. I'll see you guys again on Saturday. More sneaker content on the way, and I am officially out this thing, man. Peace.
My heart is cold. remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God enough I can remember. God enough I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Open my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God enough I can remember. God enough I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash while I'm out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. For the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Who brought my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God enough I can remember. God enough I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Who brought my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God enough I can remember. God enough I can remember. December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God enough I can remember. God enough I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God enough I can remember. God enough I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash while I'm out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. For the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God enough I can remember. God enough I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God enough I can remember. God enough I can remember. December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God enough I can remember. God enough I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God enough I can remember. God enough I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash while I'm out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. For the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God enough I can remember. God enough I can